The automobile is the most romantic of all machines. Romantic because...
Zauberei? Nein, Technik.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali.
Today, to start in Germany with autonomous driving.
In the last 30 years, as technology for vehicles has begun to accelerate, many people have doubted that the ability for a machine and a robot to be able to drive more safely would come of age. What I want people to know is that day is now.
Our vision at Door to Door is cities for people, not cars. And that means that we want to give back space to the people in the cities by reducing the number of vehicles and by implementing intelligent, on-demand, autonomous mobility.
So the mobility transformation starting now must be green. And in order to achieve that, we need solutions that reduce the number of vehicles on the road, therefore reducing congestions and emissions and increasing space in cities. And that together will ensure a green mobility transformation. And this can be achieved with on-demand autonomous shuttles, providing new mobility to people in cities, and that is the path now to go.
The partnership between Door to Door and Local Motors is particularly unique because in the history of vehicles, the ability to be able to bring the rider and the management platform and the product all together under one roof has never been done before.
Great hardware merging with great mobility software. And it's also a transatlantic partnership with a US-American company partnering with a European company. It's here now that those things are happening.
Local Motors and Door to Door represent the perfect fit, and we are a leading player for the new market.
Door to Door is a global leader in new mobility software solutions with more than 70 employees and a headquarter in Berlin. The company was founded in 2012 with the goal of making cities smarter. We create an on-demand mobility and mobility-as-a-service platform that can easily be integrated into any existing mobility network.
5 years ago, we started the first on-demand public transportation service in Germany. Now we are launching the first autonomous mobility service. At Door to Door, we believe in a holistic approach, and that means combining public transportation with autonomous on-demand mobility. For that, we provide the software and the services.
The future of connected, autonomous, electric, shared mobility is happening. And every month, there is new technology that is coming into the market. Local Motors is adopting that technology to bring it to the rider as quickly as possible. Our product, Ollie, provides a connected solution that allows passengers to have a productive and delightful mobility experience in any of the operating domains where a low-speed autonomous vehicle operates.
Now is the right time because number one, the technology is available. Number two, consumers and people want new mobility solutions. And number three, and that is new, we now have regulation for level 4 autonomous mobility in Germany and soon in Europe. And all those three things together allow us to bring new mobility solutions to people.
So in Germany we have right now the first nationwide law for autonomous driving. The regulation that makes it possible today to start in Germany with autonomous driving. And the idea behind this, you need a technical authority. This technical authority can switch on your vehicle for the situations where it cannot proceed by itself.
And with this, cities in Germany and soon also in Europe have a much more stable basis to plan their autonomous projects on. And we see that 60% of our existing clients are planning to launch an autonomous driving project in the next 1 to 2 years already.
There are multiple use cases for on-demand autonomous mobility. The biggest impact we're going to see in filling gaps in the public transportation network. What's also going to be great is first mile and last mile delivery services. Touristic regions are actually a great spot for autonomous on-demand mobility because people are not so familiar with the scenery. They want to either enjoy.
The impact we're able to make through Olli is that we're able to give accessible mobility to the widest range of riders. That means young people, old people, people who are working, people who have specific needs, all can ride Olli here and now.
Also wir werden mit solchen Angeboten Lücken schließen im Mobilitätsangebot, in der Personenbeförderung, und das geht nur, wenn man mobil mit digital zusammenbringt, gerade in der Zusammenarbeit mit Door-to-Door und somit das Angebot verbessert.
Beside the technical aspects, one of the main challenges with autonomous driving is the trust aspect. Customers have to feel comfortable, and this is the reason why we as TÜV companies, well, we're developing new technologies to prove, to provide, to test, inspect and certify autonomous driving so that everybody can feel comfortable while autonomous driving.
You can't talk about mobility without touching climate crisis at the moment, because it's really something we need to fix.
Right.
So why is this for you also a momentum that we need to act?
We're seeing an opportunity with these shuttles to go from 100 cars on the road to 3 shared autonomous vehicles.
We actually know that electrification and the pooling of rides has a huge effect on the environment by reducing CO2 emissions by as much as 68% in comparison to private car trips.
Every day we are inspired and encouraged by listening to the stakeholders from various angles of the industry.
Jürgen, where do you see the biggest growth potential for autonomous mobility?
Well, overall, mobility is a growth market. So in a recent study we completed as Accenture together with World Economic Forum, we predict growth of 70% in this decade in vehicle-based mobility. A very strong enabler for this is higher degrees of automation, including autonomous shuttles.
Autonomous vehicles will significantly improve the business case of on-demand transport. If you look at the total costs of a current, not driverless on-demand vehicle, you can easily recognize that about 80% of the costs are driver-related.
Okay, thank you. So what's your opinion on that?
Autonomous cars will be a key player in these new services. For this, we need a fundamental new understanding, what we call automobile.
Thousands of people who otherwise would have had to been utilizing their own transportation.
Main barrier for about a quarter of working age adults with disabilities
as a last mile solution for patients and visitors
without having to stick to a rigid timetable, looking for parking spaces.
And it brings in a totally new dimension to our service.
Autonomous mobility at a scale that hasn't been seen before.
One fleet for a couple of services.
Really boils down to just 3 words: safe, clean, and inclusive.
In mobility, we are at a similar moment where the iPhone was just about to be released and changed then the world of telecommunications. In mobility, we have a similar situation where autonomous shuttles are almost being released onto public roads, changing the face of mobility fundamentally.
Here and now, we're bringing autonomous mobility to the city streets, local motors, and door-to-door.